Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are not new here, welcome back. Either way, thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Liv and welcome to one of the first college videos on my channel. I am in my senior year of high school. I literally still cannot believe I'm saying that. We are about like almost 2 months in now, and I can't believe that I can say I'm a senior in high school, because you think of this moment for so long. Like, I don't know about any of you guys out there, but I have literally been thinking about my senior year college since 8th grade. Like, I was the girl who was writing down my college list and where I wanted to apply to in 8th grade, manifesting it, and like setting those goals. So over the summer and over the course of my junior year, I told you guys I want to show you guys every step of the way of my college application process, and I'm proud to tell you guys that this is the first video of that series. As of today, I have submitted 10 of my 15 applications, and I have finished all my applications. I just have a meeting to submit my last 5 on October 2nd, and so then that is when I will be officially done. So with that being said, I want to show you guys the whole list of stuff that kept me organized through this process. I have so many videos that I want to share with you guys of this college process and like all my tips and tricks, like the things they don't tell you about applying to college, what I wish they taught me in high school, my master plan, which is I'm going to show you right now, the colleges that I am applying to, and obviously my results. So just to give you guys a timeline of when you can expect to see that video, it probably won't be until May, so I apologize. I will share when I get it what school I choose, and that reaction, so you will see that first before you see any other reactions, so you guys will know where I'm going, because I want to tell you guys like and film all those little moments, because I think that's cute, and get them out to you in somewhat real time. But for now, I'm going to keep the schools I'm applying to a secret, and we will tell you guys that later. But I'm applying to 15 schools. It went up, it went down. At one point I was applying to 20, at one point I was applying to 16, and 14, and it kind of landed at 15. I applied to 10 schools in the United States and 5 schools abroad. Without further ado, welcome to this video. I hope you guys stay and watch the whole thing, because I found it to be very helpful when I was looking at YouTube videos from other people who had like a similar spreadsheet. I just modified mine a little bit better, and I think it works for me. So if you're a junior in high school, I really encourage you guys to watch this so you guys can start somewhat creating this. Obviously, you don't need to be thinking about this whole like spreadsheet list until you reach like May of your junior year, I would say. Welcome! This is from a senior in high school who has not gotten accepted into college yet, because it's only September. My first step, my first trick that I did for all of this is I made a Google Doc. And if you guys have like nosy parents, or parents who just want to obviously know about their child's college process, I suggest sharing everything with your parents via Google, because like my school uses Google, so I just naturally use Google, like Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, whatever, that's what I mean. Share it with them and send it to view, not edit, just view, right? And so what I did is I put my schools on a Google Doc. I listed out my safeties, my targets, my reach. Most guidance counselors, college counselors, anyone will tell you to apply to 3 of each. 3 safeties, 3 reaches, 3 targets, and then 1 just for fun. So you should have a total of 10 schools. Now, I didn't listen to this because I'm kind of stubborn, and I was like,
I'll apply to as many schools as I want to.
Which you can do, and which you should do. Apply to as many schools as you want to, or as little schools as you want to. But with that being said, I think you should at least have 3 safeties, a couple targets, and then not that many reaches, but a couple reaches. Because you gotta be realistic. Would you actually go to these reaches if you got it? I made sure that all the schools I'm applying to, I would actually go to. That way I'm not wasting money, I'm not disappointed as much if I have to settle for a school that I don't really want to go to. Because I know a lot of my friends are just like applying to schools just to apply, but I applied to schools that I know I would be happy at, regardless of if it has a 95% acceptance rate or a 10% acceptance rate. I would say that write them all down. The schools that you're thinking of, you can edit the list as you go, change it back and forth, color code. Color code it, y'all. I swear it is the most helpful thing ever. Below that, I also put the majors I would apply for each school. So At one point I wanted to do a film major, so I had like film and photography at this one school, film and journalism at this school, film and communications. Now I switched to doing international relations, so then it'd be international relations, and I always wanted to have a backup plan for both film and IR. So they're both very hit or miss careers, and I don't want the degree to just mean nothing, kind of like I can't do a job with it. So I am double majoring in marketing or communications or advertising. Advertising is my first choice of double majoring in, but a lot of schools that I'm applying to don't have advertising, so it'd be marketing. Like some of the schools I'm applying to, they don't have an international relations major. It's called like international affairs, global studies, political science with a concentration in IR. And that's very important to note, because when you go to fill out your Common App or you're looking at the schools, just like refresh your mind, you need to know like what it's under, because then you're gonna think, oh my god, the major isn't here. Another thing is I messed this up with a couple of my schools. Make sure, you guys, that the major that you're applying for is an undergrad major, because for some of my schools, like for example, I wanted to apply at Chapman and I wanted to do international relations at Chapman University. However, they only have international relations as a graduate program, not as an undergrad program. And I was like, I got literally all the way through, I was writing the supplemental, and I was like, hold on, let me go back and check. And it wasn't an undergrad major, which bummed me out. Alright, my spreadsheet though, I made it in June of 2023, so this year, so the summer before going into my senior year, which I think is the perfect time to make it. In one column, I put the school that I'm applying to in column A. So, for example, I have, I'm just going to say a random one, put University of Tennessee, Knoxville, University of Southern California, University of Washington, Seattle, for example. So those are 3 universities that I have there. In column B, I put a column saying acceptance rate. I think this is very important so you can see clearly the reach, the targets, the safeties. It doesn't have to be in order. Mine is not in order at all. I literally have at the top 93% acceptance rate, and I have 67. Then I have whether it's test optional or not. A lot of schools, especially I think my year might be the last year, but I think 2025 might be the last year, is test optional for, because of like the COVID protocols, like you couldn't do testing centers due to COVID. But I think a lot of schools in general have to switch to test optional, and so that's very important to know whether it is test optional or not. This is not where you're marking if you're submitting your test scores or not, because I think you should really think about that. But this is where I just marked like, is my school's test optional? So for majority of my schools I said yes, it's test optional. For about 5 of my schools I said no, it's not test optional, and I just highlight that. Then I had CASA send. CA stands for Common App, which I will make another whole video on this, but I suggest you guys start writing your Common Apps or just brainstorming in April. April, May, June, you should be focusing on the Common App. By August 10th, like when you go back to school, I suggest that your Common App is done. You're finished, you don't have to think about it. Because August 1st, the Common App questions, supplementals, they open, and I was the girl who at 1 a.m. on August 10th was grinding those out. I was brainstorming ideas, I was doing draft number 1, and so much so that my college counselor, when I came back to school, she was like, wow, you've done it a lot, Olivia. I was like, yeah. Because you want to be on top of it, because that's how I'm finished now. Not because I rushed it, just because I was very diligent about how I did it. I went through a bunch of drafts, you guys. Like, just because I did it in a short turnaround period, if you're going to call it that, which is not to brag, I just handled it, I think, efficiently, which is what I'm trying to help you guys do. It's not because I had all the time in the world either. It's not. And it's not because I was just sitting around doing nothing. No, I just managed it in a way, I feel like. Like, I am the type of person who uses every ounce of time she can to work on something. In terms of, I'm also a person who leaves school at school, and I don't like to do it at home. Unless I have to, like, study or something like that, I do it at home, of course. I'm not against it, but I'm the girl who at lunch is doing homework because I just want to come home and sit on my bed and scroll on TikTok. Doesn't everyone? I want to go to sleep. So in that column, I had whether it's done and pasted into Common App, which I thought you had to put it for every single, like you had to paste into every single application. You don't. So you don't necessarily need this essay, but it's just so good because I applied to international schools, and international schools don't take the Common App essay. So I said yes, yes, yes for my US schools, and then not needed for my UK schools. schools. Next, I have a section called supplementals. This is what saved me. And again, this document was shared with my parents. This is a Google Sheet. This was shared with my parents, so my parents never had to ask me where I was, because I'm a very independent person, but they obviously want to know because they care and they're paying for it. So they deserve to know, and I understood that. But I didn't want them micromanaging, saying, oh my god, da, 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 like, where are you in the process? So I just shared them this, and it sufficed. They were happy with it, because throughout the whole time, the supplementals, I would update it because it's also helpful for me. So I would say, I'm on draft number 2. I'm on draft number 5, draft number 15. I'm done, submitted, whatever it was, you know? And so that saved me. So now that's all green for me because I finished them all. Finally, I finished them all today. I'm so happy. Then I had a next column called questions. Questions are like the questions that ask you in the Common App, like your family history, criminal history, academic record, activities, stuff like that. So I said, is it done for all of those? And I just update that at the same time. Done, working, done. If I was still working on something, I highlighted it yellow, and if I was done, I highlighted it green. But obviously that's your preference. The next column I think is so helpful, especially for your parents. The fee. The fees, you guys, they add up. So you also gotta be careful when you're applying to schools. I put all the fees on here of how much I had to pay for each application, so that way my parents knew. This is how much it is this okay? Do you want me to take off school because the fee's too high? Or anything like that. They didn't say anything, of course, but this is just so you can have it. Guys, check your emails because schools will send you fee waivers via the emails. I got a fee waiver for one of the schools that I'm applying to, and if I wouldn't have read my email, I wouldn't have seen it. So check. Next one, which was also very important, is grade sends. This, again, you just have to do one time within like the Common App like profile, but I didn't know that at the time, so I made a column for that. But you don't have to make a column for that, because once you do it once, you're just going to be done with all of them for the most part. Then we have deadline. Deadline is the most important column that you can have, in my opinion. So if you're applying early action, which I suggest that you guys do, early action is not legally binding.
Early action is not legally binding.
Which means as long as you just finish your application by like mid-October, just submit it, because you'll get a decision back December. And if you're anxious like me, I want to hear. Like, I want to know. I don't like the waiting game. I just want, if you're gonna reject me, just reject me. If you're gonna accept me, accept me. I don't want the waiting. That's like stressing me out, you know. So just finish it earlier, guys, because you'll just be so much more happy, and you're not working on it come December when the regular decision applications due January. Now, not all schools have early action. Some only have early decision, which early decision is legally binding. You do not do early decision unless you're 110% sure you want to go to that school. I didn't do early decision for any of my schools. 1, because I don't like being in that contract. 2, because the schools I really want to go to are not in the US, so they don't have early decision. Early decision, though, does better your chance on getting into a school. So if you're going into a very high competitive school and you are on the lower side of the stats, quote unquote, you should ED if you're set on going to Cornell, because it'll better your chances of getting it. Most schools will have regular decision, which regular decision deadlines are usually January or late December. And I only applied regular decision to 2 schools because they didn't have early action. So there's that, but it's just basically the same thing as early action, just gives you more time. If the schools don't have early action, early decision, or regular decision, they will have rolling admission. Some schools may have all 4, but some schools might just have rolling admission. One of the schools I'm applying to has rolling admission, which basically means as soon as you submit your application, they'll start to review it, and they'll accept people based on a rolling basis. So this means that they you can hear back a week later, or you can hear back 9 months later. Then after that, my column is submitted, and I have just highlighted in green and marked submitted for all of the schools that I've submitted for, and I'm proud to say that's 10 of them, so I'm very happy about that. Then in the next column, I have a column marked final status, and I have nothing here yet because I haven't heard back from any schools. And then I'll just put there in green, accepted, in red, rejected, in yellow, probably deferred, or blue, waitlisted, something like that. And then finally, another key component for your parents is price. in the last column I have price, and it just says what the price of the school is. So I have $42,000, $80,000, $36,000. My parents cringe at the $80,000 because that's a lot. You guys can guess what school that is. After that, below all of that, I have a section called scholarship application list. I have the deadline and my status for it, and I haven't applied to a lot of them yet. I've only applied to one. One of them, I think two of them I'm not eligible for. Just look and try and write some down. This is not a pressing thing to do if you can afford not to go on a scholarship. I'm fortunate that if I don't get a scholarship, my parents can support me to send me to college, but of course not everyone is like that, and then this should be a very focused part of your college application process. So I am working on the scholarships, but of course I want the scholarships to go to the people who need it the most, so that is my advice for that. Then the final thing I have is I have order of application completion. This is just like a condensed version of the spreadsheet above, and this is telling me the schools I need to apply to first in what order, like what deadline's coming up first, which is the shortest applications I can get in first, which one takes longer, and so that's how I did it by. And I didn't go in order that I had down here. For the most part I didn't, but for the first couple of schools I did. But after that I kind of just like jumped around, and it worked, and I submitted everything. I made sure that I was on multiple drafts of everything. This is also kind of just where I kept a condensed view for myself. It's just saying, oh, I'm on draft number 5. Okay, great, I don't need to touch that one because I just did that one. Now I'm on draft number 2 on the second one. Oh, we need to catch up, so let's do draft number 3, and then send it off to my counselor and see what he thinks, and back and forth like that. So that's how I did it. That is all. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'm so glad to just be done. I'm also so sad because I've been dreaming of this moment forever. Like I said, like I am so excited to go to college. I am just excited to move and experience like this new chapter of my life. And of course I know I'm gonna be sad, like it will be sad, but I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. For all you underclassmen out there, juniors, breathe. You will be okay. I know there's days where you're gonna cry. There will be a lot of those days, especially if you're in A-push, but you'll be okay. I wish you guys the best of luck in your college process. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. Stay tuned for more videos because we have obviously the September vlog coming out soon. Just like the recap of the whole month, and then of course we have homecoming coming up very soon. And yeah, I had another video which I'm so mad because it was a good video. I had a day in the life, and all the footage I accidentally deleted. I'll see you guys next time on my channel. Thank you guys so much for sticking by me. Love y'all.